Turn the volume up and the lights down.
Once again.
Whose turn is it next?
Must answer.
Answer me!
Yes, my gatekeeper.
Want to meet me on the other side, little one?
Hello and welcome to The Lucky Roll, an eclectic channel for eclectic games. And today we're having a quick look at the Kickstarter edition for the reprint of Atmosfear, the world's first video board game to celebrate its 30th anniversary. As well as a faithful recreation of the original board game, there are various tiers that are available for Kickstarter backers, such as the Deluxe Edition with the Baron Samedi expansion with extra playing cards and supposed video footage. There's also other little snippets such as a new playing pieces, a graphic novel and a metal coin, along with a golden key should all stretch goals be reached. If you wish to know more about the game itself, please check our review of the original game, but with no further ado, let's have a quick look at the tiers and rewards on offer here. The first reward is a metal gatekeeper coin, which to be honest is a nice looking thing, and something you can actually back on its own. There are 2 points in the game where you flip a coin per se, and this would be a nice little addition to people who still have and own the original game, such as myself. The $7 Australian asking price strikes me as fair, but shipping and custom charges from Australia, however, will add to the cost. I will admit, however, that I am tempted by this. The second reward is a special dice set, another nice little thing to bling out your original copy with if you still have it. This will cost you $15 Australian, but from what I can tell of the image of the dice themselves, they are transparent with a mini gatekeeper head in it. Cool looking little things, but it's best to remember that there will only be 2 of these die for your $15 Australian price tag, not including the cost and shipping. Now, given how frantic the game is, you'll be too busy rolling these babies without having a second to fully appreciate them, but nevertheless, I do think they're a nice touch. Another limited part of the second reward is the golden skeleton key, and from what I can see, it's a playing piece that gives the player who has it the power to release themselves from the black hole and to go any direction on the board game twice in one game. I'm not sure what use such a piece in this game is beyond its aesthetic appeal. It's essentially a pay-to-win feature for the game. Now, unless you plan to give it to the youngest member of the family to prevent a tantrum, I don't really see the point of this beyond being a nice keepsake token for the game itself. The third reward is a faithful reprint of the original game, minus the VHS video, of course. The campaign, of course, provides you with a website where you can stream the enhanced and touched-up version of the video, and to be frank, is a worthwhile investment, as the YouTube videos and indeed original VHS cassettes, should you be able to play one of them, are of dubious quality these days. Being able to play the game at top quality would be a blessing, as you aren't struggling with sound levels on YouTube or finding old TVs to plug an even older VHS cassette into. I do wonder though why they didn't include a DVD or Blu-ray of the original in a VHS style box. A pity, as it would have made a nice addition to the game and would have been a nice signifier of the time between then and now. The fourth reward is the Deluxe Edition with the Baron Samedi expansion and all the above tiers. Not a bad deal, but they could have added all the expansions for very little cost, and given original owners, such as myself, more of an incentive to get this version. Granted, Baron Samedi is the most fun of the expansions, but the only difference between them was essentially the time and fate cards and the VHS cassette itself. All other original components were used. The later expansions weren't even listed as a Kickstarter goal, so their omission from this 30th anniversary reprint edition is, to be quite frank, a bit of a disappointment. The combo pack is self-explanatory, and unless you plan to get multiple copies as nostalgia presents for friends, there's no point to an individual backer to avail of this. The stretch goals come with new fate, time and chance cards, which offer multiple new gameplay experiences, but given the fact that the original gatekeeper footage will consistently remain the same, the multiple gameplay experience these new cards can offer will be limited. Nevertheless, it's a stretch goal that is already unlocked, and they will be a welcome addition to all backers. The second stretch goal is new playing pieces, which, if the illustration is representative of the final product, will have the actual characters adorning the headstone instead of just the headstone themselves. A good practical decision, as sometimes in the heat and mania of the game I have noticed other players moving pieces that are not their own, and something more distinct would be definitely an aid in these games. The third stretch goal is a graphic novel or comic book or graphic storytelling book explaining the lore of the other side. Honestly, I don't like to be negative when it comes to products, but the Gatekeeper, as fun a figure as he is not really substantive enough an image or a person or a thing to warrant a comic book that will only be read once by the owner. I understand that the developers are trying to heighten the mystique and nostalgia of the original figure we all invited into our homes with the original game, but I would have much preferred the resources put to this comic book have been put towards the original expansions instead. Looking at this, however, taking a step back and leaving the disappointment aside, the Deluxe Edition as it is not an unreasonable price. 125 Australian dollars is roughly €80, and despite having a near mint copy of the original game with most of the expansions, I will admit that I am sorely tempted. The timescale of release is also Christmas of next year, so if you were thinking of this as a gift for a loved one, this would be a very interesting and original little present to get them. At the time of this recording, I still have 15 days to consider backing this, and like I said, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted. Until next time, this is Sean from The Lucky Roll. If you enjoyed this little video, please like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. And until next time, good luck, God bless, and stay safe.